Lastly, here at the 6 o'clock
I'm
headlines.
just thinking about groggy people in their kitchen with a cup of coffee, listening to the show, and they're like, "It's 6 o'clock." Like, you know how it is when you're getting ready for work. You don't want to confuse people.
Well, either way, I don't want to be confused when it comes to the trade deadline and what the Rays may or may not do, because we've heard talks that they're in on Skubal. We've heard talks that they're out on Skubal. Well, Jeff Passan, his proposed trade yesterday included one Theo Gillen, or he said Theo Gillen is off the table, he assumes, but he suggested a trade package of Caden Bodine, Cooper Fleming, and Michael Forett to Detroit for a rental and Tarek Skubal. I know you guys are going to talk about some of Johnny DeLuca's comments here in a second, but no way in the world would I make that trade, gentlemen.
No, neither would I. That is a rental, and you're not giving up your top prospects, and I know Gillen wasn't involved in that, but you're still giving up top prospects, not doing that. You said Bodine was involved in that?
He was.
Yeah, I know we have two top catchers, Bodine and Flewelling. I'm not giving away either one of them.
Listen, I probably would be willing to trade Flewelling if I'm that sold on Bodine. Like, you're only going to bring.
I'm sold on both of them.
You know, I get it, but how many? Like, are you going to have two great catchers?
How many times? Many times do those catchers that you think are going to work out?
Well,
not often.
Never
right?
Here.
So why not take your
We've
chance?
never even had the choice here.
That's why I'm rolling with two of them to see, let that play out, and then later on down the line, you can decide which one you want to trade. But I don't want to make a mistake and trade the wrong one, so I'm trading neither of them.
You're going to have to give up something if you want a great player at the deadline. That's the reality. I think Skubal, the only way that I'm giving up a lot for that guy is if I'm willing to re-sign him. If I'm willing to, take my, out of my pocket, my wallet, and sign that guy to maybe not even a long-term extension, right? Maybe we get 3 or 4 years out of him, whatever it is, for a certain amount of money. Maybe he wants to bet on himself. I don't know. But the only way I'm trading for that guy, like
he's not
top prospects, is wow.
That's right.
Do you know what he was saying? That was a dig at
that
Shohei.
He's not. Why was that a dig?
When he says he's not Shohei, he's not talking about the money.
Okay.
Well, he is talking about the money, but he's talking
all
about betting, quote unquote, betting on himself. That's where he's going with
Got
that.
it. That's good. That's deep cut.
I try, guys. I try.
All right, that's today's top headlines.
Yeah.
There we have it. Today's top headlines, and it makes us think about the Rays and what they're going to do, Pat. And I don't, like I just said, I'm not giving up Theo Gillen. I'm very I'm hesitant to give up really any top prospects right now.
Why do you think Jeff Passan said that Gillen's probably off the table?
Because he's that damn good.
Jeff Passan or
Theo Gillen? Theo Gillen.
But my
good.
point is, I agree with you that from everything we've seen, he's that damn good. My point is, I imagine that Jeff Passan says that with some knowledge of the Rays thinking, right? Whether it be he has a connection with the Rays that's told him, hey, we're willing to jump into the pool. We're going to be aggressive. We're not trading Theo Gillen. Or maybe he's talked to somebody else that's like, yeah, we're talking to the Rays, but that's a guy they've told us flat out isn't getting traded. I feel like it comes from some level of knowledge and not just recognizing that he's really good.
No, I think they both kind of go hand in hand. Like, I think the Rays recognize the potential in a kid that's only
I don't mean the Rays. I mean Jeff Passan. His saying that because he could be great and the Rays could still be willing to trade him. I think him saying that he's off the table comes from some level of knowledge that the Rays are unwilling to trade him.
Yeah, because of how good and how much the Rays project him to be. So the Rays are like, yeah, he's off the table. I've heard that from multiple people behind the scenes as well, that Theo Gillen is off the table. So
you got sources?
I got sources, man. I got a couple sources.
I got no sources.
T-Kraz has some sources. He had Johnny DeLuca on yesterday.
That's a source.
That is certainly a source. And T-Kraz asked Johnny DeLuca about the upcoming trade deadline and the Rays, and a very interesting answer from Johnny DeLuca.
To be completely honest with you, I have to, not do anything with the team we have right now because I think we're so confident in who we have and the abilities we have on the field right now. So I think we just have to be super careful on who we get, if it is any addition, because our team is so good right now, our first place team. And I'm glad I'm not in his shoes making that call because I had no idea what we would do. Because it's going to be pretty hard to make the team that's in first place even better than what we already are. So yeah, I'm glad I don't have to make.
What a smart political answer from
Yeah.
Johnny DeLuca. I mean, I believe him. I do believe him because I think the guys in this clubhouse, they all gel and they all love what's going on right now.
I wish we had the question, right? Because I didn't know if he said, like, do you think you're going to do something, or what would you like to see them do? Like, I'd love to know what the question was.
Sam, do you have the context of the question?
If I recall correctly, he said, what trade would you like the front office to make?
Yeah,
It was
that's
clearly-
always an interesting one to me because I don't think players are very often going to tell you what they want to see happen, because that's basically saying, like, here's a teammate of mine that's not good enough.
Yeah, before the show when we were talking about this, you said something that I agree with. Like the another easy answer could have been, and he kind of did allude to it, like, hey, I trust Eric Neander to make the right moves if he thinks that the right moves are necessary. But, and then what he said, he essentially had the perfect political answer.
Yeah.
But I do believe him, and I agree with him to an extent. I don't look at any single player on this team and go, that guy's got to be off the team. I know a lot of people rip Cedric Mullins. He has had huge impact at different times on this team in different ways and has gotten hot, and now not as much lately, but we've seen a hot streak from him. Even Richie Palacios, who's fallen off a little bit, has come through in big ways for this team, and we're always saying, we need a second baseman. Ben Williamson has come through for this team. So I don't look at any specific guy and say that guy shouldn't be with this team right now. I look at
There's no Alex
positions.
Jackson?
There's no Jackson here. But when we look at the catching position, I feel comfortable with Nick Fortes. If the Rays feel like they have to make a move to soup it up, fine. And Fiducia, to an extent, I feel comfortable with as well.
Fine, or you want them to? Because I want them to.
I don't need them to. I don't really want them. Like, there's nobody on the table. Even an Adley Rutschman, like, what are you going to have to give up to get a guy?
Well, listen, you want to make a deal that is hopefully advantageous to you, or at least makes sense for both teams. I don't want the Rays to go out there and screw themselves. Nobody wants that. But unless you're a fan of the Dodgers, who literally have an all-star at almost every position and an MVP at several, right? Unless you're a team like the Dodgers, why wouldn't you want to improve at the deadline?
Right.
Like, unless you're inside of one of those clubhouses. Like, I totally get why Johnny DeLuca would say, hey, I think we can stand pat. I don't want to mess with the clubhouse because I like what we've got going. If you're in a clubhouse, if you're a member of one of those teams, hell, even if you're one of the coaches, I totally understand believing in your guys, believing in your group. If you're outside of that clubhouse, anywhere else in the building, anywhere else in the fan base, I don't know why you wouldn't want to improve at the trade deadline. Doesn't mean at the expense of the future necessarily, but yeah, you want to get better. Why wouldn't you?
And for the Rays, there's really only a couple moves that can make them much better in my estimation. If you can get a power-hitting second baseman and not give up the farm to do it, and you can
I'd take Arrives too. Who's not a power hitting, but the guy who's led the league in hitting, right? Like
I would prefer that. Sam shaking his head no because he doesn't hit for.
No,
he's
God, please, no.
Base hit. He's a base hit guy, and it's like I don't care.
Hold on, I have to ask you this, Sam. How do we get to I don't want to break the bank necessarily for anyone. I'm not saying trade Theo Gillen or anybody's favorite prospect but like
I'm not breaking the bank for him either.
How do we? No, but it's not about breaking the bank.
Right.
How do we get to? Oh God, please no, about a guy who's led the league in hitting?
Because there's too many guys on this team that all they really do is hit singles. Luis Arraez is hitting .325 this year. I'm trying to find his slugging percentage.
Give me a guy who hits .325 every single time.
He's been in the league for.
It's just he doesn't.
He's been in the league for about 8 years, and his career batting average is .318.
Give me that guy.
Like, I'll take that guy. I'm with you. Like, I know, I understand your want of run producing because it's important.
Yeah.
But I also need a guy, like in a game like yesterday, I need a guy who's just going to get a hit and get on base and get things going or get things moving, keep things going. And he's that guy.
Even if you're like, hey, I think there are better avenues to go. I don't necessarily love the idea of trading for Arraez. Like, even if you're in that boat, to get to, oh, God, please no, about a guy who hits 300 with his eyes closed, I can't figure that one out.
And again, I probably am in the minority here. He's only had, if my count is correct, 3 seasons in which he hit under 300 in his career, and it's 294, 299, and 292, which is great.
And he doesn't strike out either.
Yeah, there's no question he's a great hitter. It's just he's probably would go in with your lead. He would probably take the leadoff spot. And then it goes back to, do you trust the bottom of the order when it flips around?
How about maybe put him behind Junior Caminero instead of Cedric Mullins?
You could, but again, do you really want a guy who's only hitting singles in the cleanup spot?
Yeah, if like in last night, perfect scenario. Junior gets a triple, or Junior gets a double for that matter.
It's a tie game.
Like it's a tie. It's a guy you have to be careful with because you know he can beat you.
Yep.
And then you might have to pitch to the next guy.
With Cedric Mullins, you're like, hey, even if we put Junior on base, Cedric Mullins, if you put Junior on base now and you've got a hitter behind him, a guy like Luis Ariz, now all of a sudden I've got to worry about putting two guys on and a crooked inning happening.
And we know Kevin Cash doesn't do things traditionally or by the book. He goes with his own own beat. He marched to the beat of his own drum. I knew I'd get one of these days. I got it correct. And it's not like he had.
You got down to the brass tacks of that one, Aaron.
I had to. I'm glad we did. I'm glad we paid the piper. Yeah, he's back cleanup before, so it's not like he hasn't done it before, but it's something that, yeah, I think traditionally it looks like a leadoff guy and is, or second in the second hole, but two-hitter. But yeah, I would take him. I'm not giving up the farm for anybody. I'm with DeLuca. If they stand pat, I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You can always bolster pitching and bullpen and starting pitching.
Yeah, like I'll take an okay player if he's going to make the team better. You can't, oh God, please no, a guy that is a 318 career.
It was probably a little dramatic. I'm so sick of watching
You are dramatic.
Singles baseball, especially if you can't get the runs across. And yeah, he would certainly help that. Depending, it would be very odd to see Luis Ariz in the 4-hole. I think you could make the argument maybe you put him in the 3-hole and put a Ronda or somebody behind Junior, so you could make it work.
Or in the 2-hole, you can put him at 2 as well. You are very dramatic. I thought I was dramatic. You are dramatic.
And also, part of the oh God no is you'd have to give up a ton for him, and I wouldn't do that.